Hi guys, welcome back. This is my last landing into St. Barths. This is going to be a right entry for runway 28. Now each one of these landings at St. Barths had its own challenges. The straight in landing, you had the drop, you had to be disciplined. The left traffic pattern for 28, you had to be very exact altitudes, you had to control your airspeed, you had to be careful on that last turn at the end, and there was no go around. Now this third approach seems like the easiest approach into St. Barths, but it's actually a lot more difficult than it looks. We're going to begin this approach at the island of Frigate at 1,000 feet. From Frigate, we're going to head for this cove and we're going to start a descent. Before we start making this turn onto a sort of a base leg, we're going to be at 600 feet. Now this turn that we're going to make for our base leg, we're going to aim to fly right along this coast, this little peninsula right there. And just as we're reaching this peninsula, these cliffs, we should be at about 400 feet. And the reason we're going to fly right next to this peninsula right here is because we want as much space as possible before we have to turn on that final. This turn onto this final is very tricky. It looks like a small turn, but everything happens very fast. Because as we're turning onto this final, the Eden Hotel, our go no-go decision is right there. Basically, when you're coming out of that turn, your airspeed better be on point, your altitude better be on point. Now at the Eden Hotel, our decision point, we can either go for a landing or do an immediate right turn and get out of there. If we decide to go for a landing, that's it. There's no more go-arounds. This little time that we have to make this decision right here is what makes this approach very difficult. Another thing that makes this approach difficult is there's usually a lot of wind coming through this area, and that wind is going to push you right off. It can mess you up really bad. And you're going to see in the video how that wind affects us. Now let's get into this airplane and let's show you this video.
Alright guys, we're in the airplane right now, descending to 600 feet, heading towards the edge of that cove. Right off to our right, you see the little peninsula we're going to follow all the way in. This is going to be our base leg. Okay, so we are at 600 feet right now. Let's begin our turn onto that base leg, that little crazy base leg. We're going to keep descending. By this time, this is like my fourth landing in this airplane. I pretty much figured this airplane out, not that it was hard to figure out. My airspeed control was right on point. Right now we're parallel with that peninsula coast. Okay, 400 feet, landing configuration. So far so good. We're going to get as close as we can to that edge right there. We can see the Eden Hotels right in front of us. Basically, as soon as we start this turn, that's going to be our go, no-go decision, even before we end the turn. Okay, let's begin the turn onto that final. Runway's inside, altitude good, airspeed good. That's our go, no-go decision. We are go for a landing. Okay, now you saw how those winds pushed us a little bit, overshot it, that's alright. This time we're aiming for the numbers. Hit the numbers, center line, another successful landing. Anyway guys, special thanks to the Sith teacher. He's the one that told me about the Aeroclub at Grand Case. Check out his YouTube channel. Another big thanks to Eve at the Aeroclub St. Martin for coordinating with me months ahead of time. And another big thanks to Tomas. This guy took his time and went flying with me, show me how to land in St. Barths. Again, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys soon.